Hello and welcome to my tiny tarot practice. I'm Amelia Ruby, and on this show, we journey through the tarot card by card as forever students of these archetypes. We're currently journeying through the major arcana in this 5th season of the show, and this season is presented by Tarot for Creative Spirits by Cecily Saylor. Today's card is the Emperor. In the Rider-Waite-Smith edition of the tarot, the Emperor depicts a person seated on a throne, takes up the whole space of the card. We can barely see behind them, just a bit of gold and water in the distance. And this person on the throne is facing us directly. They appear to be wearing a suit of armor, and over that, a red cloak. And in one hand, they have a scepter, and on their head is a crown. They also have a long white beard. And overall, I would say they appear pretty imposing. Definitely an authoritative figure in the Emperor card. Themes commonly associated with this card include power, authority, sovereignty, lineage, society, and many interpretations of the card speak to how with the Empress we were situated in nature, and in the Emperor we have moved into society. In Tarot for the Hard Work, Maria Minnis says that the Emperor leverages the Empress's raw creative energy to strategize and build sustainable structures that deliver results. So we can see then how the Emperor is shaping the material of nature into a structured foundation for society. And many of us may have a pretty visceral reaction to that idea. We may have a visceral reaction to the figure of the Emperor and the type of power that the Emperor symbolizes. I certainly think that this card can arise when we are battling with traditional power structures, when we're embroiled in bureaucracy or feeling oppressed by the white supremacist capitalist patriarchal systems that many of us have to live under in our contemporary society. This card certainly can speak to those types of power. But I don't think that the Emperor has to simply symbolize power over and that destructive model of power. I think that the Emperor can also speak to power within and empowerment, the way that we can find power within ourselves and use it to shape the society that we want to see brought to life. Audre Lorde tells us, "When I dare to be powerful, to use my strength in service of my vision, then it becomes less and less important whether I am afraid." And the Emperor is an archetype that emboldens us to move beyond our fear, to dare to be powerful, to use our strength in service of our vision. And that doesn't mean that we are dominating others or stepping into traditional power structures. It can mean that we are bringing whole new worlds to life with the power that we've pulled from within ourselves. As much as I've emphasized that sense of newness here, I also think that the Emperor speaks to lineage and ancestral lineage. And I think that with the Emperor, we're really invited to examine where we step into our ancestral lineage and where we break from it. We all come from someone and somewhere. It doesn't mean that we are limited to those people and places, but I think there can be a lot of power in acknowledging, reclaiming, and rejecting them as needed. And I think that the Emperor gives us that sense of power. In the Rider-Waite-Smith version of this card, we also see 4 rams on the Emperor's throne, symbolizing Aries. And with Aries, we see the productive creativity that places us in our lineage, as well as the fiery spirit we need to break with it and blaze new paths. And so, while I used to cringe when I pulled the Emperor, I actually find it to be a very empowering card to work with and receive in readings these days. And I hope that it will invite you into your own reckoning with power, because we all have power by virtue of being alive. We have the power of our own life. And in the best of conditions, we get to choose what we do with that power and how we use it to shape the world. Thank you so much for listening to my tiny tarot practice and exploring the Emperor with me. This episode is sponsored by Tarot for Creative Spirits by Cecily Saylor, and you can head to the show notes to learn more about this amazing tarot workbook and get an exclusive discount code to buy your copy today. As I sign off, I want to remind you, as Audre Lorde reminds us, to dare to be powerful.